There are a vast majority of people who would want to avoid alligators at all costs. But things are different when you're a courageous guy like Troy Landry.
I've never met an alligator yet that can outlast Troy Landry.
Before the day is over, I'm gonna try to give you singing lessons.
Most people would die to have this kind of job. You know, they're stuck behind a desk or...
In recent years, Troy has become famous because of his performances on the History Channel reality program Swamp People. People didn't understand what happened to him in previous seasons, but they're ecstatic that he's back now. Discover why Troy stepped away from the show and find out what happened to other former cast members. The 9th of June 1961 was the birth date of Troy Landry, who was born in Pierre Part, Louisiana, USA. Although many people remember Troy from his 2010 debut on the TV series Swamp People, his 25-year career in alligator hunting goes much beyond that. As a child, Troy and his family, his brother Bubba, parents Duffy and Myrtle, and himself, participated in a wide range of activities, including moss sales, shrimp traps, and crocodile hunting. But what really distinguished their heritage was the alligator hunting custom that had been carried down through the years. Troy, who embodies his family's background, embraced this custom from an early age. Additionally, Troy greatly increased his revenues by branching out into the gathering and sale of crawfish, which diversified his income. He catches a mind-boggling 5–6 million pounds of crawfish per year. But what really sets him apart is his skill as an alligator hunter. He should be called King of the Swamp for his unmatched success in catching these fearsome reptiles, which he attained through years of hard work and skill. Troy is able to extend his alligator hunting season from 30 to 60 days because of his vast knowledge and skill set, which allow him to travel the east and west zones of the Atchafalaya Swamp with surprising effectiveness. The History Channel's riveting 2010 documentary, Swamp People, featured Troy Landry and his family as well as other alligator hunting tribes. This revolutionary program gave audiences a front-row seat to the exciting events taking place in the wild marshes of Louisiana during alligator hunting season. With more than 107 episodes under his belt, Troy established himself as one of Swamp People's greatest stars as the show's popularity grew. He became an iconic character in the alligator hunting community and became famous and wealthy because of his involvement on the program. As interesting as Troy Landry's exploits in the swamp are, his private life is perhaps more so. Troy has been a doting spouse to Bernita Landry ever since their September 26, 1981 marriage. They have shared in the delights of fatherhood with their 2 boys. As Brandon's stepfather, Troy wholeheartedly accepted the position. Without a hitch, Brandon integrated into their tight-knit family and became an essential member. Bernita Landry, who is married to Troy, has also made a big difference. From 1975 to 1980, Bernita worked as a teller at Patterson State Bank after graduating from Patterson High School. Later in life, she followed her passion for teaching and became a teacher, having a profound impact on the lives of many students. The warm wooden home that the Landry family calls home is a reflection of their unwavering dedication to their principles and work ethic. Concerning his father, Troy Landry, Jacob Landry posted some disturbing news on social media on November 19, 2021. On November 21, 2021, he said Troy was to have back surgery. As a result of his back problems, Troy had been experiencing severe pain, as Jacob stated. As Troy's discomfort persisted, an MRI showed that a cyst was putting pressure on a nerve. Also, Troy's bulging disc in his spine had been getting worse over time, so he was already dealing with a lot. After Troy's doctor determined that non-surgical treatment would not alleviate his severe back pain caused by a bulging disc, he recommended surgery. However, what is a bulging disc, and why is surgery required to fix it? When pressure causes the discs between the vertebrae to expand or bulge, the result is known as a bulging disc. In addition to other distressing symptoms, this illness may produce excruciating pain. A herniated disc may form in the worst-case scenario, which can irritate nerves, make them feel numb, or even induce paralysis if the bulging disc permanently damages the nerves. Although most patients with disc bulging are in their later years, it has been seen in people as young as 30 years old. Surgery was a major choice for Troy Landry in dealing with his back problems and getting relief from the pain and agony he had been experiencing for a long time. After surgery on November 24, 2021, Troy Landry sent his Facebook fans an update on his health. He told us, "I want to thank everyone for the prayers for a successful back surgery. Had a cyst growing around a nerve. Everything went well and I'm back home taking it easy for a couple of weeks. I should be ready to go for the next Gator season." Troy's fight with health didn't stop there. Reports surfaced in 2022 suggesting that Troy Landry was battling a second health issue, prostate cancer. Swamp People has been mum about his health situation and any possible leave of absence, despite rumors that he is receiving treatment for this disease. Initially, Troy Landry informed his fans of his prostate cancer diagnosis in a sincere statement. Fans were relieved when Troy's incredible road to recovery became apparent in the months that followed. Jacob, his son, posted a touching video on Facebook that showed Troy's better health and gave the impression that he was looking forward to the new season. The news that Jacob had provided reassured Troy's backers. More encouraging test findings about his father's recovery were recently revealed by Jacob. A major step forward in Troy's fight for improved health has been achieved, according to Jacob, since the medical staff is certain they have eradicated all signs of cancer. Thanks to the green light from his physicians and a can-do mentality, Troy Landry is set to go hunting again in August 2022 for a new season of Swamp People on History TV. In response to health reports, Troy joked on Facebook and asked his son to return the boat. His devoted fan following was filled with pleasure and relief when Jacob revealed the news of Troy's recovery. Supporters sent their appreciation and best wishes. Their hope and encouragement were evident in the letter, which conveyed their conviction that Troy will triumph over this obstacle and come out even stronger on the other side. Troy Landry has deftly used the internet to keep his followers updated on his current projects and communicate with them in this digital age. A large number of people follow him on Twitter and Instagram, where they anxiously anticipate news of his exploits. And he is also active across other social networking sites. Just like his compelling material on his Instagram page, which has acquired over 48,000 committed followers, he shares his adventurous world of alligator hunting and outdoor activities with his fans. Equally impressive are Troy Landry's monetary accomplishments. Many have wondered how much he is worth after a career that has kept him in the spotlight for decades. Trustworthy sources suggest that Troy Landry's net worth is a whopping $2 million. He has worked very hard throughout the years, and his enormous money is proof of it. Commitment and mastery in the art of hunting alligators. In addition, Troy's financial situation has been much improved because of his engagement in the reality TV series Swamp People. His appearances on the program come with a substantial compensation, allegedly amounting to about $25,000 every episode. Notably, the program features Troy's kids Chase and Jacob, who have also joined him in gator hunting. Their participation highlights the Landry family's combined competence in this unusual field and adds another degree of mystery to their exploits. Alligator hunting has given rise to the career of Jacob Landry, who was born on December 27, 1983, in Pierre Part, Louisiana. After starring in more than 50 episodes of the hit TV show Swamp People, he has left an indelible mark on the audience. His many appearances on the program have won him many fans who like his charisma, knowledge, and dedication to carrying on the alligator hunting legacy in his family. The fact that Jacob was just promoted to captain of the second ship owned by the Landry family is noteworthy. This change in the family's alligator hunting business is a metaphor for the next generation taking over and continuing the work of their parents. Alligator hunting is only one of Jacob Landry's many pastimes. He has also dabbled in cinematography. Jacob Landry has accumulated a large net worth estimated at roughly $650,000. He worked as an assistant director on the horror drama film Paranormal Extreme's Text Messages from the Dead. Because of his work in the entertainment sector and his contributions to the family company, he has amassed a substantial fortune. In addition to being an enthusiastic videographer and alligator hunter, Jacob is a committed family guy. He and Lynn are happily married and they have 2 wonderful children. Alligator hunting is a way of life for Chase Landry, who was born on April 25, 1989 in Pierre Part, Louisiana. Chase, as the youngest brother of the Landry brothers, has wholeheartedly embraced the family heritage. He is now an iconic figure in the family's heritage because to his work on the TV show Swamp People and in the family's alligator hunting business. Chase has shown his alligator hunting prowess on more than 50 occasions on the program. Chase, in contrast to his brother Jacob, has pledged his whole attention to the family business of alligator hunting. Even though Chase is famous for his swamp skills, he values his personal life just as much. He has a wonderful wife and takes great pleasure in raising their 1 kid. Still, he'd rather not have his wife in the spotlight. When it comes to money, Chase has amassed a net worth of around $220,000. His perseverance and commitment to the challenging sport of alligator hunting have paid off handsomely. It was Troy's stepson, Brandon, and not Jacob or Chase, who Troy heard some terrible news about in 2016. Despite Brandon's absence from Swamp People, he was very important to Troy. While returning from a function, Brandon was involved in an automobile accident. Brandon was thrown from the vehicle and suffered a fractured neck and collapsed lung as it went off the road. Experiencing the unimaginable loss of a loved one due to an unforeseen disaster was a terrible shock for Troy. As Troy stepped away from the spotlight to support his family during this difficult period, fans were naturally left guessing. An obituary for Brandon Landry added fuel to the fire of speculation, leading many to believe that tragedy had befallen the Landry family. Nevertheless, a startling turn of events lay hidden in the swamp's dark waters. Brandon Landry was found to be alive, according to reports. Because there are 2 people with the same name, Brandon's obituary was mistakenly published, which caused a lot of confusion. It was true that Troy's stepson had miraculously survived the terrifying accident, but he had serious injuries and would have a lengthy rehabilitation ahead of him. Troy put his family's needs first by devoting himself to Brandon's care and avoiding the limelight. After years of difficult medical treatments and rehabilitation, Brandon finally started to show indications of progress, despite all the obstacles. Despite our gratitude for Troy Landry's ongoing presence, Swamp People has, sadly, grieved the departure of other cast members over the years. The show's community and fans have been hit hard by these losses, which have caused a noticeable emptiness and a flood of sadness for these cherished characters. On the hit reality program Swamp People in 2011, Mitchell and Glenn formed an unstoppable partnership. After making their debut on the show, they were instant stars, captivating viewers and creating a devoted fan following. They hunted a wide range of animals throughout the series, demonstrating the brothers' ingenuity and resolve. The unanticipated capture of an American alligator added an element of surprise to their already exciting travels. Mitchell Gist, a much-loved star of the program, tragically lost his life in a boating accident on May 14, 2012, near Pierre Part, Louisiana, on the Belle River. Tragically, this news saddened Swamp People fans. Mitchell Gist had a heart attack, according to the investigations, which caused his death. With this new information, the events of that tragic day may be better understood. At a hospital in Morgan City, he was declared dead despite attempts to stabilize his condition with medical help. Tragically, he passed away just 4 days before his 48th birthday, which has only added to the sorrow of his many admirers and loved ones. An emotional homage to Mitchell Gist's memory was held in the Lusk Cemetery in Gonzales, Louisiana, where he was put to rest. The May 17, 2012 episode of Swamp People titled Voodoo Bayou was devoted to him. Mitchell Gist's influence on reality TV, his relationships with other cast members, and the devoted viewers of Swamp People ensure that his work will be remembered for years to come. Although the most famous father-son combo on the program is undoubtedly Troy and Chase Landry, it's important to recognize the great partnership of RJ and J. Paul Molinier Jr. Molinier, Paul. Trapping and wrestling alligators are RJ's strong suits, but J. Paul thinks it's best to shoot them. According to Troy, their daring strategy got them into legal issues while also earning them prizes. Since they are not very good communicators, many questions linger about the confrontation that resulted in their detention. A.J. Paul is an MMA fighter with considerable potential, while R.J. is an arm wrestler with 4 world championships under his belt. But rumor has it that there was one night in 2013 when their abilities went beyond the ring. Indeed, R.J. and J. Paul isn't just acting for the sake of the cameras. On that fateful night, they were definitely in one other's company while they drove about, but whether or not alcohol was involved is unclear. An altercation with a 24-year-old allegedly occurred as emotions rose due to an incident involving road rage. Supposedly, the argument heated up in a mini-mart when the man in question said that the Mulliner brothers savagely attacked him with a beer bottle. They were then taken into custody and were subject to accusations of violence and assault. Nonetheless, R.J. and J. Paul were both quite clear that they were innocent, claiming that they had just been in an argument with each other. Who, therefore, is telling the truth in this divisive case? The decision-makers in the case will have the last say. The Swamp People and those who knew Randy personally were devastated by his unexpected and terrible death on September 15, 2018, when he was just 35 years old. Tragically, Randy was killed in an automobile incident in Iberville Parish, Louisiana. The tragic event not only snuffed away a life full of promise, but it also shattered the bonds between his family and the tight-knit community of people who hunt alligators and enjoy the outdoors. Randy Edwards' ties to the show and the distinct society it depicted were already strong since he was a cousin of Willie Edwards, another actor on Swamp People. Randy has the same legendary alligator hunting abilities as his relative Willie. Not only does one need bravery for this job, but one must also know the ins and outs of the swamp ecology and how its fearsome reptiles behave. In addition to his skill as a hunter, Randy Edwards was well known for his deep devotion to nature. No one could have missed his enthusiasm for the marshy woods and all the adventures it offered. He was the epitome of an outdoorsman, with an unwavering commitment to protecting swamp culture and an abiding reverence for the natural world. Roger Rivers sounds like the kind of name that just begs for a swamp hunter. But hunting wasn't the only thing on Roger's list. He was also involved in a number of legal matters, including fraud, drug violations, and some strange accusations. Roger became famous for his daring stunts, such as the unusual feat of killing an alligator by hand with just a knife, during his short presence on 4 episodes of Swamp People in Season 5. To state the least, it was an interesting method to get some screen time. Roger said he hunted for food for his family in addition to his adventurous acts. Still, he got into some trouble in 2017 for using the swamp as a pantry for his own needs. It was found out that Roger was involved in an illicit enterprise selling meat from swamps, which included turtles, deer, fish, and other reptiles. However, Roger's legal troubles persisted. He was already in hot water in 2022 when claims appeared that he had taken a hefty quantity of money for a task he had never finished, even though he was the boss of a building contracting firm. Roger was accused, detained, and incarcerated on fraud charges due to the seriousness of the accusations, indicating the gravity of the issue. Joe LeFong, better known as Trapper Joe, was a major player in the first several seasons of the program, appearing in 54 episodes with his stepson Trigger Tommy. But there's good reason Joe hasn't been on the program since 2016. Joe and his girlfriend got into a violent confrontation in a Florida hotel, and it got out of hand. Joe allegedly attacked his girlfriend, according to the rumors. Quick action by onlookers resulted in Joe's apprehension by law enforcement. Regardless, his fiancée decided against filing charges, claiming the whole thing was just a misunderstanding. Joe had a history of getting himself into legal problems, unfortunately. His prior convictions for domestic violence occurred in 2013 and 2015. Allegations surfaced that he had seriously injured his partner in these considerably more serious episodes. When things keep happening in the same way, it's hard to brush them off as coincidences. Although he only appeared for a short time in Season 2 as Bruce Mitchell's apprentice, Nicholas Payne was a regular on Swamp People. Nevertheless, his stint on the program was abruptly ended because of his illicit activity. The police were sent to Nicholas's home in September 2011 in response to a noise complaint. He chose to take a riskier approach rather than cooperate with the police, fighting the officer and trying to escape into the woods. Nicholas was quickly caught, which led to his detention and accusation, so it's no surprise that this choice was fruitless. For Nicholas, this was not his first run-in with the police. He served a year of probation for a comparable infraction in 2010. Where Nicholas is now is anybody's guess after he left Swamp People. It seems, nevertheless, that he has avoided further legal trouble in the years thereafter. Nicholas wasn't exactly a leading man on Swamp People, but he was overshadowed by another actor who committed a considerably more heinous crime than just assaulting a police officer. The character of Tyler, the swamp dog, was beloved and endearing on Swamp People, even though he was not a human cast member. A prominent character on the program, Bruce Mitchell, had a loyal dog named Rocky as his buddy. Viewers adored Tyler as a standalone character because of his steadfast dedication and strong relationship with Bruce. Unfortunately, 13-year-old Tyler died in 2014 from congestive heart failure. Because of the unique bond he had with Bruce, fans had become devoted to the charming dog, and his loss was much felt.